Well, y'all, I decided I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to put another coat of aluminum paint on this hood. I don't know if y'all seen the previous video where I first did this, but I never could find a new hood to fit up here because this is an older mobile home. I mean, this mobile home is 50 years old. So the metal was still in good shape. So what I did was I put a stripper on it. I cleaned all up under here because it was just caked with grease and everything. But I put a stripper on it, I cleaned it, and I repainted it, and it looked brand new. But I never did get around to putting that second coat on this, and I need to get it on there. But this is the kind of paint that I was using. It's Rust-Oleum aluminum paint. Get it basically anywhere. And I've had this out in the shed, so it's got a little dirty. I've been shaking it up to, and I really need to paint this again too. And I may go ahead and do that. I usually take it down to paint it, but we'll see. As you can see, I've already covered up my stove and everything because I don't want this aluminum paint to get on everything. If I can get this paint can open. It's closed good. Yeah, I looked everywhere for a new hood that would work under this stove, and I couldn't find one. Because mine does not have a vent under the hood. It's got it in the wall back here. That's the way all the old mobile homes had it. They did not have it vented going up through the cabinet. It went through the wall. And I think most of them still do that. I may be wrong, but I think most of them still do that. And let's see, yeah, I needed a stick to stir this with because it's kind of dried in the bottom. It's clumped up. I'll just do it with this screwdriver. I'll clean the screwdriver off real good when I get done. But it'll never get stirred up until I loosen that clump up in the bottom of the can. I mean, I painted all of the metal outside, those posts at the patios and the carport, with Rust-Oleum paint. And it probably needs to be painted again because I did it right after they put it there and I haven't done it since. But I've been meaning to give this hood another coat and just never got around to doing it. Yeah, I'm just going to whoop. Glad I had that towel there. These are old towels, but I do keep old towels around just for this purpose. I keep them washed up and handy just in case I've got to do something like this and I need to cover stuff up. This stuff smells strong. I don't know if y'all do any do-it-yourself projects at home or not, but This was one of my do-it-yourself projects. I said I couldn't take this down and replace it, but I didn't have to leave it there looking the way it did. I said I just redid my hood. And the same with the exhaust fan. You know, the fan inside gets greasy and caked up with dust, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that. That's just the way that type of fan is. But I can keep my hood cover looking decent. Try not to sling any of this stuff outside of this can. That's one reason I like to keep this stuff indoors, because at least it's cooler in the summer and it's warmer in the winter than leaving it out in the shed. It gets extremely hot inside that shed in the summer. And then of course everything freezes in the wintertime that's out there. So it's not real good to keep paint in the can out there very long. And this is almost a whole can. But at least it's mixing up now. I got a glob on my screwdriver, but hey. It's par for the course when you're using a can of paint that's been opened several times and left in the shed over the winter and the summer. Yeah, I've been intending for a long time to get get in here and put another coat of paint on this, and I just haven't done it. I need one of them paint mixers. This stuff smells strong. But it's the best type of paint that I've found to paint metal with. is the Rust-Oleum. There you go. My paintbrush, my screwdriver came just as clean as a whistle. And I've already cleaned that, so and I never use tape on this because I found with me it makes a bigger mess to use the tape than not to. I'm going to stand up here in my chair. Ooh. So I can see above and see exactly what I'm doing up here. Because after a while, without putting that second coat on it, or second or third coat that you needed to put up here, it starts not looking very good, so. I thought I had that cleaned off real good, but I may not have. But it's going to look better than it did. And this is the exact same paint I painted my refrigerator with. I wanted it to look like it was stainless steel, so I painted it with this. Because the old paint looked terrible. And that's when I decided to put this, these metal squares as a backsplash. And I think it turned out real good because I like it that way. Yeah, I got some stuff just beading up here. One thing about it though, I can get it off. real easy to get it off. Once that paint hits it, it'll come off. And I scrubbed this hood, but there was still grease or something up there. But see there? I'll get it off just like this. It's just about like putting paint stripper on it. And then I get it off of my brush too. Now there's easy solutions like that to everything. You don't have to make it be real hard. So now I'm just going to paint it again. Since I got all that debris off that came loose with this paint going up there. And this is basically the best time to do this is when you got heat on in the house. I'm going to do the little edge right here. Since I didn't take the hood off, which I couldn't do really, I figured I'd just mess everything up if I took it off. And I wasn't sure how to get it off. Of course, I know taking the screws out would have got it off, and it probably would have been easier to paint if I had it outside, but it's not that difficult in here if you're careful. The whole key is just trying to be careful with it. Guess you can see me. I don't know. And this silver paint, or the aluminum paint, it's really kind of thin. And I got some splattered over here, y'all. Didn't want to do that. That's not going to look good if it dries on there like that. I should have covered that up with something. But I didn't. My mistake. Wasn't as careful as I thought I was. But y'all, when you do this, tape your cabinet off. Don't do like I just did and splatter it on your cabinet, because some of it may not want to come off. And I try to put it on real thin, because if you don't, it'll run. And then it doesn't look good if it runs either. It'll run right off the pipe part that you're trying to paint over. Oh, let me let little Buddy and Lucky out. Go ahead. You want to go out too? Huh? Come on. Come on. Come on. Go ahead. Come on. Go out. But this is the kind of stuff that I have to do in my house. There's no way I could afford to get somebody in here to do this kind of stuff. Not with the prices they charge. Yeah, this underside would be a lot easier if I had it down and outside. But you know, sometimes women can't do everything. So this is the next best thing for someone like me that just can't do everything like a man does. So yeah, I remember I splattered some on that the first time I painted this. The first go round. But I forgot about that until I just did it again. Got some on the backsplash. Yeah, but this paint is real thin, real watery, this aluminum paint. So you have to be careful not to put a whole lot on there at a time. Let it dry and then go back over it. And it doesn't take much either. But it sure makes a difference. It makes it look new and clean. It's kind of hard to see under there. You got to have the light on, and the light will blind you when you look under there. So it would be a lot easier if you got a man in your life that can take this down, paint it outside, and then bring it back in. but single women like me can make do sometimes and get it accomplished themselves. And I guess I'm so used to living here and making do till I wouldn't know how else to do anything. If I had a house I didn't have to do anything to, I wouldn't know what to do. I probably would figure like I was not doing anything. Kind of like when your kids are grown and they move away from home and you don't have your kids there to do for anymore. I guess you can consider my house being my child that I take care of. And I keep going over the sides of it because it runs a little. And I want it to look smooth as possible. Put a tiny bit on my brush. Any more than that and you can make a mess. And I just felt my hair touch this. I hope I didn't get paint on my hair. And I hope I don't turn the stove on with me pushing against it. And I may get a little bit of paint on the light bulb, but that's okay. The light bulb will survive. But it's looking real good under there again. All you got to do is take the time to clean it a little and put another coat of paint on it. And it looks as good as new, almost. At least it's clean. Whew. I'm sorry, y'all. I probably got my head right in front of the camera, but I can't help it. I got to get under here to do this. I think I'm about through with it. I can't really see here with the way the light shines. But I need to do this little lip right there. Yeah, that was just a little bit of discoloration showing through from when I originally painted it. But I believe I'm done. It takes very little of this paint. It really does. Because that paint goes a long way. And like I said, if you get beads that come up on it like that, where maybe you didn't get it cleaned real good, you can get it right off. Just go back the opposite way with the paintbrush, and it'll get them right off. And then just go back over it and paint it again. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. Oh. Oh. I'll show you under my hood. If that makes any sense, I'll show. No, I gotta, I guess, and do this number. There's under my hood. See, that paint's not dry. There's the light. And here's this side. And you can see little places I missed. But that's up under here, I think. Where is it? Right up there? I'll have to go back and get that. All along there. But that's under that crease. It's under the lip. Like right here, up under there that I can't see. I can't see any of that from where I'm standing. Guess I can do this number. And maybe that'll get it. I don't know. And if I don't get it all, that'll be all right too. Let's see how much of it we got. Nope, that's that other lip. That's this one up here. So let me go back and do that one. That bugs me knowing it's like that. It's like I think somebody's going to stick their head up under my range hood and look to see if there's any places that's not painted. You know? I think that's it. I don't know. Now let's see what I've done. Well, that's part of it up there, but I can't see it from this side. That's under the underside facing the wall. So I guess if I don't get it all, it's not going to kill me. Try this. Maybe this is the section that's not painted. I don't know. It's kind of hard to get back there and against the wall and look back this way, isn't it? Almost impossible. Except with a mirror or something. I'm going to take you under there one more time. I'm just curious to see. Yep, that's what it is. I didn't get it good at this edge. So, but that's what it is. It's the underside of this little lip that comes down that I can't see. You know, I can't see under there to see what I'm doing. So I guess I shouldn't be that choosy about it. If I get it painted any at all, that should work. Oh, let's see. Let's see if I can do the same with this paint on this. Leave it on there a couple of seconds and see if it will loosen that stuff up so I can get it off. Because this is all I did before. You know, I put paint on there and it loosened up some of the old stuff. And I just took a paper towel and wiped it off and then repainted it. And it was just like you put stripper on there. And it made my exhaust fan cover look so much better. Y'all seeing me? See if there's any on there. Doing that brush the opposite way will release it. Just like putting a stripper on it. And then I can take this and wipe it off. Makes the job so much easier. And I could take this cover off. I did the first time. I took the cover completely off and took it outside. But for the video, I'm just going to show you how I did it. And I'm going to leave it in here. It's too wet and nasty to take it outside anyway. But like I said, it takes very little of this paint. If you had a sandblaster, that would work. But I'm not going to buy a sandblaster to do something like this. And I don't know anybody anymore that's got one. My ex-husband used to take stuff to the plant and get it sandblasted down there. Because they had a big old sandblaster on the job. It didn't cost him anything to use it. But see how much better that looks already? I like to simplify things. Make it easy. Uncomplicated. Inexpensive. And I could not buy another cover that would look any better than that. I could not buy another hood cover that would look any better than this one does without a fan up in it. So, hey, this is what I do to take care of business. So now I'm going to cover up my paint and clean my mess up. I think I'm going to let this dry. It kind of dries and it leaves a few streaks, and sometimes you got to go back over it to make it level out. But I think that looks a lot better. My hood looks better. It's clean. It's clean. It is all clean again. Looks like new. I got more of that. Got more of those little dust balls or whatever you call them on there. I thought I got them all off the first time. But you can't get it perfect. I think it looks pretty good for a 50-year-old hood. Still operational, still works. Of course, there's no moving parts. Yep, I think that'll work. So I'm going to clean up my mess and just let that dry and see if I can get something to get this off. There's not much on there, but there is a few little splatters of it that I need to get off of there. And I will. So I hope you learned something. If you live in an older mobile home and you got a hood like this, don't worry about replacing it. Clean it off real good. Scrub it. If you have to, take a Brillo pad and scrub the daylights out of it. Get it as clean as you can possibly get it. And then just get you some Rust-Oleum aluminum paint and paint it. And it'll look like brand new. Your hood cover, your fan cover as well. I can't buy another fan cover to fit that. I've not found one anywhere. And if you find one, it's plastic. And it doesn't fit like this one does. So my alternative was to take it out in the yard one day, scrub it up inside and out, and I painted the flip side of it and this side of it. And it looked so good. I was proud of myself when I got finished. But there you go. I hope y'all learned something from this. Do it yourself, y'all, if you can. Don't pay a high fortune to get something done for you that you could probably do it yourself and save you a bunch of money. Don't replace the hood if you can repaint the one you've got and restore it, like this one. I need to do my cabinet doors because they're so old. You know, they've been scrubbed and cleaned with cleaner till they look terrible, especially around the doorknobs, the cabinet doorknobs. And they really need to be cleaned, and one day I'm going to get down and I'm going to clean my cabinets. I'm going to take some vinegar and soap and water and just really give them a good cleaning. But, you know, they're pretty clean now, but like I said, when you put your hands up here and grab the cabinet and you open it, it's left marks around the edges where the handles are, where you touch the cabinet. And it looks kind of dirty sometimes, but it's really not that bad. But anyway, hope you learned something. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye now.